YouTube? So today I have a foundation routine for you guys today for oily skin. I go in depth on the steps that I do to help control the oils prior to even applying foundation. I also show you how I prolong my makeup wear time so that my oils don't seep through and kind of ruin it all. So it's pretty in depth. The foundation routine that I show you guys is a full coverage foundation routine. I would recommend it if you're going for a night out, an event, a wedding, party. Like I said, it is a full coverage foundation, so although on camera it may seem like it doesn't even look full coverage, it really is. So it's actually pretty heavy, but I feel like for oily skin it really helps to prolong the foundation before your oils do seep through and kind of ruin it all. I did wear this foundation look to my Christmas work party and my foundation lasted throughout the whole night. I was actually pretty surprised because it was the first time I had mixed these foundations together, so I'm really excited to share it with you guys. If you do try it out, please let me know down below, and if you want to see how I do my foundation routine for oily skin, then just keep on watching. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz my face with a mist. I just like to use a mist to kind of get my skin ready and prepped for foundation. This one by Pixie really hydrates and really moisturizes my skin, and it smells so good. It's one of my favorites for sure. So next I'm going to go in with primer, and I'm going to be using Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. If you have oily skin, this primer is perfect. It really helps to lengthen the life of your makeup, and it really mattifies the skin and helps to control the oils. Oily skin girls, y'all need this. So I just apply it to areas of my face that really secrete a lot of oil, and then I start to work it in the skin. Okay, to further help control the oils, now I'm going to set my face with setting powder. Yes, when I went to my work Christmas party, I did these steps and I didn't have any oiliness, any shine, nothing like that, and I was just like, wait, what? I'm just taking Laura Mercier setting translucent powder on a flat brush. I'm just picking up the product, tapping off any excess, and I'm really gonna put it where I get oily. So that is basically my whole face. So I am just pressing the powder into my skin. Now we're gonna go to foundation, and I combine 3 foundations. I know it's a lot, but I only use a little bit of each foundation, and the foundation combo I do actually helps a lot with prolonging and preventing the oils from coming out. So the first foundation I use is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is in the shade Sand, so it is a bit warm toned and a bit darker than my normal complexion, but it is a matte foundation, which helps. Then I also go in with CoverGirl's Healthy Elixir Foundation. This I feel like has a neutral tone in it, but it helps to kind of give my skin an overall healthy appearance. And then I finally go in with Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation in the shade 6, and this is a full coverage foundation. Really helps with making the skin very perfect like kind of thing. So this is the mix of foundations that I do. I'm just picking them all up on a foundation brush. I'm going to apply them directly to the face. So I haven't dusted away the powder. We're just going to apply it right on top. This is a full coverage foundation routine for oily skin. Then I take a damp beauty blender and I start blending out the foundation. So all of these foundations separately don't hold My oiliness always ends up coming through. For a while, I've combined the CoverGirl and Milani foundation, and that would last for a while, but it would still come through. And I don't know what made me add the Too Faced one for my work party this past week, but I did, and I was just like none, no shininess, no nothing. And you would think that with so much matteness, your face would look very matte. At first, when I first applied it, my face looked very matte, but later on in the evening, you can tell my oils were coming to the surface, but my face didn't look shiny. So once the foundation is blended out, I start to apply the concealer. So I'm going to take the shade Light Medium in the Tarte Shade Tape Concealer, applying it in areas that I want to highlight. And I'm going to use the beauty sponge and I am going to blend it out. Then I also apply it to the center of my face. So my foundation is kind of setting itself already, and that's what the Too Faced foundation does, but it's not looking super matte. So now I'm going to set my face with Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and this is just to prevent the concealer from creasing. So I like to do that to help the nose contour, chin, and then I also set the smile lines right there. So while that bakes, I usually work on the under eyes. So I will do that off camera, and then I will come back and we will go through the rest of the face. So I am taking my Matte Finish Pressed Powder. This is by BH Studio, and this is in the shade 230. And I take it on a fluffy brush, and I just set parts of my face that haven't been set with the setting powder yet. And then I also start dusting off the setting powder. So now I am going to contour my face, and I am going to be using the Lorac Pro Contour palette. I am going to be using the shades Medium and Light Contour. So first I'm going to go in with medium contour, and I'm really just going to contour the cheeks. Then I go in with the light contour shade, and I use that to contour my nose. Then I'm going to go over with the beauty sponge just to help blend that nose contour out. And then I'll go in with setting powder again just to kind of further help emphasize. So while that bakes and while I look really weird, so now I'm going to apply blush, and I am going to go into the Benefit Cheek Parade palette, and I am going to use the shade California. I'm just applying it to the apples of the cheeks. And this just helps to bring color back to the face. I'll run over that with a fluffy brush just so that it's blended. It doesn't look so harsh, because our face is so matte, and that's what helps the foundation to last throughout the day. Highlighter is definitely your best friend. For highlighter today, I am using Milk Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Stargazer. For me, it is like a natural blinding highlight, but it's not too chunky and it's not too blinding. So I'm just picking it up on an e.l.f. blush brush. Apply it to the cheeks. Especially for this matte foundation, highlight is definitely what's going to help give you that glowy, healthy skin look, because our face is so matte. But once your foundation kind of wears throughout the day your oiliness starts to come through, everything will kind of melt and blend together. But it's just for oily skin, we do have to start out matte so that our foundation will last longer throughout the day. So now I am going to dust off the powder. For the nose highlight, you guys know this, I am going in, well, I'm gonna go in with Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in the shade Mean Money. I'm just gonna apply that right down the center of the nose, like so, and on the tip of the nose. I'm gonna go in with Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist to set the foundation. This will help the foundation not to look so matte, and it'll help your contour, your blush, and your highlighter kind of blend into your skin. So that is my foundation routine for oily skin. I really hope it helped you guys out. If you do try it out, please let me know down below. This was a full foundation routine. This was probably a foundation I would do for a really glam look, or even like a filming type of scenario where you really need full coverage to kind of hide the imperfections. The camera also really does a lot of camouflaging, kind of like making things look like how it doesn't really look like in person. So this foundation is really full coverage, so I wouldn't recommend it for an everyday type of thing. But if you are going to an event, a party, a night out where you need your foundation to last throughout the night for many hours, I would definitely recommend this for oily skin. If you like these kinds of videos, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. If you would like to keep up with me on social media, I am on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at Bryyykayyy. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next one. Today, this is what is that? What is it? How to kind of